Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sadhguru Pandit, and we are live on the Facebook Live on Health Chat at Nanavati Super Specialty Hospital. Today, our topic of discussion is breast cancer recent trends. Because of the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October, which is observed worldwide. Our guest for today is Dr. Sanjay Dudhat. Hello, Dr. Dudhat.
Hello.
Dr. Dudhat is a veteran surgical oncologist, and he's been the head of the Department of Surgical Oncology at Nanavati Super Specialty Hospital. He has a massive experience of 28 years and is trained from the reputed Tata Memorial Hospital. He has expertise of all surgical, radical surgeries in the surgical oncology. He has many publications in national or international journal. He has been invited for numerous lectures and orations since past 15 years with over 450 audio visuals, and he has received many prestigious awards and orations. So thanks a lot, Doctor. Thank you for taking out time
Thank you.
from
Thank
your
you.
busy schedule and joining us today. So our topic of discussion is, breast cancer, the recent trends, and the most common question that erupts to my mind is, why are we giving so much importance to breast cancer? That so much that we have dedicated a month to the awareness of breast cancer. Why is it so important for
See,
us?
look at, as we say, all cancer cases, overall cancer cases are increasing in last few decades. Now, in that, especially if you see the female cancers, uh, there are so, uh, there are numerous female cancers like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, endometrial cancer. Now, apart from that, why breast cancer we discuss more? Because the breast cancer is very rapidly and increasing, and last 2 decades, rather last 1 decade, it is in the steep rise. Now, if you look at 40 years back, when we were joined oncology 30 years back, the breast cancer was rising, but not what at the extent which we have right now. But slowly, by changing a lot of things here, right from your rapid urbanization, industrialization, and the most is important, changing in the bad lifestyle. Now, all there are so many multifactorial things because of the breast cancer is rising to the peak. Now, why we need to address this more and more? Because as we know, the breast cancer is at the peak after the age of 50 and 60s. But Asian countries and developing countries like India, it has got a very different scenario. We are seeing a lot of young cancer cases, less than 40, less than 30s also. And last 10 years, I think even I have experienced a lot of cases less than 40 and less than 30 becomes a very difficult issue to address because such young patients, the youngest lady I have treated is around 22, and very, very difficult to explain why it is happening, how to address this issue. I think that is why we need to be really, really on toes for this breast cancer awareness, and it should percolate through all the levels at our country. If you see the country like India with a 136 crore population, every female should know and have the knowledge about this particular cancers and especially breast cancer, and it is number one cancer in our urban India. And I think that is the reason we are doing this breast cancer and awareness, and October is completely dedicated for breast cancer awareness.
Right. Thanks a lot, Doctor. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the information. But what is the trend like? Because you said that the cancer cases are rising. What is the trend like in India and globally? How many cases do we see every year?
See, if you look at overall cancer cases globally, around 15 million, that is 1.5 crore new cases annually, which are we are detecting, and out of which almost 70 lakhs people die. Especially if you see the Indian scenario to the 2019 statistics, around 18 lakhs new cancer cases we are seeing seen last year, and every year there is a rise in some percentage, and definitely majority cancers, common cancers are rising. Now in India, though the cancer cases are rising, what we have the problem is an early detection. We have got a very low rate of early detection. That is why our death rate after cancers are very high as compared to Western world. Now, if they have a lot of cure rates because they are detection is very early. Our Indian early detection rate is around 15%. Rest all are locally advanced and metastatic cancers. And that is why our death rates are high. And that is why we normally celebrate World Cancer Day on 4th February. Why? Because of this. That's early detection and proper treatment so that death rates we can get it down.
Right. Thanks a lot, doctor. Thank you. So, what are the alarming symptoms that one should look out for? Because we are, if we are asking people to come early to for the detection, they should definitely know the signs and symptoms of breast cancer.
Now, if you look at the breast cancer, now there is a biggest myth in all over this thing country, all the females that I have the breast lump, but I don't have pain. Why I should go to the doctor? I think this is the biggest hurdle in diagnostic and causing into locally advanced cancers. Now, there was a nice survey done in central India with all the females, and they found out the majority females says that I have a lump, but there is no pain. That's why I have not gone to the doctor. So this concept has to be cleared that the breast cancer, the commonest symptom is painless lump in the breast. I think that is more important to know about it because pain comes when the disease becomes advanced. Then the other symptoms and sign comes like retracted nipple, redness over the area, thickened breast, inequality of the nipples with right and left breast, then bloody discharge from the nipple. All these things, symptoms and signs comes. But always remember to all the viewers today, painless lump in the breast, never ignore. Please show it to the concerned doctor so that we can detect the cancer as early as possible.
I think that was a very, very valid advice for all the women and men as well. Secondly, so doctor, you mentioned in the talk that newer cases or younger cases are coming. Is
Yes.
that can we say that the cancer is moving towards the younger population? And what do you have to
I'll
say?
tell you, the overall Asian countries, or basically the developing countries, or country like India, there is a trend towards young cancers in majority cases, and especially like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, thyroid cancers. All these hormone cancers are heading towards younger age group, and this is not a good scenario. Now, if this is going to happen, is very difficult to treat because younger cancer has got a different tumor biology. And why we are concerned about it, they are aggressive in tumor biology. Not as what are the cancer which is occurring after the age of 60, they are slow growing cancers. And these younger cancer less than 35, 30, 40, they are aggressive cancers and their spread rate is very high. And that is why we need to find out these high risk individuals. We need to find out the train. And that is why if you want to do this, the whole knowledge of awareness has to go to so many people at the absolutely at the periphery of India to know that how we can win the breast cancer by detecting very early and can we prevent that by changing so many things in our routine day-to-day activities.
Right. Thanks a lot, doctor. So you mentioned that earlier the detection is done, the better the outcome will be. But can the cancer be treated when it's detected at an older stage? What about the older patients who come to your clinic and get detected? How is the cure rate in those patients?
Now, if you look at the elderly patients, the 60 plus patients, you won't believe the cure rates. If you detect in a stage one, stage two, they are always very high, no question about it. Even if it's a younger age group, also stage one, stage two, they are always curable. Always remember that. That is why we need to detect cancer early. In elderly patient, what happens? Even if they come little late, also because they are slow growing, we can still treat it. It is exactly reverse in younger patient. If you try to keep a span between the symptoms and the diagnosis, they immediately flare up. So that is why older patients they become little easy to treat because they are slow growing cancers and the survival also becomes much better than the younger cancers.
All right. Thank you, doctor. Thank you. So, one important aspect of breast cancer is also the psychological trauma that follows
Correct.
after it. Because of the mastectomy, which was, till some time back, the only surgical option which was possible. A lot of women also lose their morale, and it really hampers their psychological
Correct.
health. So, what do you want to talk? How is there anything new which has come up which can address this issue?
See, looking at the whole issue, even a breast cancer at any age it is going to be a trauma for a patient. We perfectly agree on this. Now, whenever we have a surgical options, now few years back, 30 years back, there was the only option of mastectomy or removal of the breast. Now, what we are heading towards now is not a radical surgery; it is organ preservation and function. I think that is the trend which has come in last 30 years in action, and which is not increasing the morale of the patient, but making them very upright in the society. Because who wants their breast to be removed? Nobody likes the lady to remove her breast unless given there is no choice. But if you give them a choice in the selected cases of breast conservation, everybody will offer it, no question about it. And having a breast conservation, it will be always, unless of course there are certain cases you may have to remove the breast because there are certain presentation which are very important. But the breast conservation, now the things are increasing. Almost in 65% of the young patients to 70% we are doing breast conservation. Now, apart from breast conservation, we are doing oncoplasty. If there is a tumor is on the larger side, if you want to still conserve the breast, or if the tumor is very large, we give chemotherapy, reduce it, and then do breast conservation. Suppose if you can't do breast conservation, you have to do mastectomy because of certain reasons, then we have the options of breast reconstruction too, either with their own natural muscle, or we can use the breast implant, giving rise to the proper shape of the breast. Excellent plastic and breast plastic surgeons which are available, and they will give a shape of the breast in such a way that cosmetically the patients will feel better. And what important in cancer is finally is the quality of life. Whatever radical treatment you should do, if you don't give the quality of life to the patient, it is of no use. So quality of life of the patient, which increases the morale, I think that is the key in cancer treatment.
True. That was a very, very important message for the viewers, I think. But doctor, how do you handle patients who have gotten the burst of, emotions when they get detected with cancer? How do you handle that trauma?
Always remember, whenever a patient comes with a breast lump with a suspicious of malignancy, they are of almost traumatized. Now, what is our role? Now, as an oncologist, are we going to only diagnose and treat? No. That is most important is counseling in cancer. Oncologist has to be a good psychologist. Always remember that. Unless and until you give the explanation to the patient proper, and the relatives also, counsel them properly, and first most important thing, tell them about the positive thing of what their disease has, and then negatives. If you tell them the positive things, their moral is increased, their willpower will go up, positiveness will go up, and they will take the treatment properly. So talking to the patient, counseling to the patient, giving proper time to the patient, and what important I always believe is treatment with affection. I think from heart to heart, from doctor to patient, I think that is utmost important. I'm telling you, if you do this, the patients are become so bold to take treatment. This is our experience, my experience of 28 years. I think they will definitely take. So many patients have taken a good treatment with a positive attitude. I think the important thing is to counsel, but counseling in an affectionate manner, heart to heart counseling. That is most important.
That is true, doctor. It was very heartwarming what you said, and we know for the fact that you don't only preach it, but you have also practiced it. And today we have a living testament of your of what you just said, of medicine with passion.
Correct.
And we have Mrs. Anuja Chavan with us today, a breast cancer survivor. Uh, 14 years ago, she was detected with breast cancer. She bravely fought it off, and what followed was really a string of achievements for her. I'll just mention some of them for you. So she's been in a noble profession of teaching since past 30 years. She's been a best teacher given as awarded by state national awards 2017 and 18. She represented India in Santa teaching professional Olympiad and came first, which was in Dubai. She was given the award by the great cricketer Brian Lara. She's been denoted as Adarsh Shikshika Puraskar by the mayor of Mumbai. She has received International Excellence Award by Parisar Asha as best teacher and educator. Then she has received Dr. Radhakrishna International Memorial Award, and she has received a gold medal by Savitri Chile for her contribution in the field of literature and education. So that's really, it receives like an applause from our side, because all these achievements came only after she recovered from breast cancer. Doctor,
I,
one line that you would
I
like to
want
say
to
about
tell about this Mrs. Anuja Chavan, one of our very precious patient. She is now our friend now. But
Mhm.
one thing you should learn from her, that how to fight cancer without forgetting the trauma and everything, in a very, very bold way. And whatever the achievements you have heard is after her treatment after 2006. She's 14 years survivor, but an excellent human being, one of the fantastic warrior of cancer, no doubt about it. And she is an ideal example for every cancer patient how to fight for cancer. Over to Anuja, madam.
hello ma'am, welcome to the show. We
Hello.
are really proud to have you here.
Thank you, sir. Uh, and I would like to give special thanks to Nanavati Super Speciality Hospital and the whole team, and especially to Dr. Sanjay Dudhat, sir. Actually, he is an angel for me. And I would like to express my thought. I'm quite comfortable in Marathi. Will it be
Absolutely.
okay
Please go
for
ahead.
you?
Please go ahead. Yes,
ओके
yes,
या
definitely.
Please go.
बीच बीच में मैं तो हिंदी और मराठी इंग्लिश में सब लैंग्वेज में बोलूंगा एज ए टीचर एंड हैबिट
Yes.
ओके
No
एक्चुअली
problem.
सर एक्चुअली सर आज का यह जो प्रोग्राम आहे आपका ब्रेस्ट कॅन्सर ऍज अ ट्रेंड या ट्रेंड म्हणजे ज्याला आम्ही मराठीत लाट म्हणतो ऍक्च्युली आय नो द फॅशन ट्रेंड अँड ऑल सो मेनी ट्रेंड्स आर देअर बट ब्रेस्ट कॅन्सर इज अ ट्रेंड ऍक्च्युली इट इज क्वाइट फ्युरियस अँड इट इज अ चॅलेंजेबल टू मेडिकल सायन्स टू इज इट असं म्हणतात ना युद्धस्य कथा रम्य युद्धाच्या कथा गोष्टी ऐकायला सुनने में तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है हमें है ना लेकिन जब हम बैटल फील्ड में एंटर करेंगे और पता चलेगा अरे बाहर जाने के लिए कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है डू और डाई बस इतना ही है उसमें करो या मरो है ना अशा पद्धतीने कुठेतरी वयाच्या 35व्या वर्षी तो ब्रेस्ट कॅन्सर आला माझ्या जीवनामध्ये आणि मी एका वेगळ्याच ट्रॉमामध्ये गेली बिकॉज माय किड्स वर टू स्मॉल दॅट टाइम माझी मुलगी 15 वर्षाची होती आणि माझं छोटंसं पिल्लू होतं ते 10 वर्षाचं होतं काय करायचं आम्हा दोघांना मिस्टर अँड मिसेस वी आर हेल्पलेस करायचं तर काय करायचं पण माझा एक मावस भाऊ डॉक्टर विठ्ठल दिवकर आणि तो सरांचा अतिशय चांगला मित्र आहे एम-आर आहे. त्याला हे सगळ्या हॉस्पिटल सगळं माहिती होतं कुठं काय ट्रीटमेंट मिळेल कसं काय. सो वी अप्रोच्ड हिम आणि मग डॉक्टर संजय दुधाट हे आमच्या समोर कुठेतरी आलं आणि नानावटी हॉस्पिटल. बस ज्या दिवशी आम्ही सरांकडे गेलो त्या दिवशी सरांची काउन्सिलिंग करण्याची पद्धत. आता सरांनी तुम्हाला सांगितलं द वे ही इज काउन्सिलिंग टू द पेशंट अँड बिल्डिंग अ रॅपो अमंग्स डॉक्टर अँड पेशंट दॅट इज व्हेरी एक्सिलंट. म्हणजे हे कुठेतरी मला मिळालं असतं की नाही मला माहिती नाही. पण मिस्टरांना वेगळं काउन्सिलिंग आणि मग मला वेगळं काउन्सिलिंग. मी सगळं ऐकून घेतलं. मला काहीही बोलायचं नव्हतं. मला एवढंच माहिती होतं कॅन्सर मीन्स कॅन्सल. बस संपलं आपलं लाईफ. अभी आगे तो कुछ नहीं है. सब अंधेरा ही था. सरांना निघताना मी एवढंच विचारलं सर एका प्रश्नाचं मला खरं उत्तर द्यायचं. मला सांगायचं मी जगेन की मरेन. मैं जिंदा रहूंगी मैं बचूंगी या कुछ है आगे भी कुछ है. सरांनी एकच गोष्ट सांगितली आणि दुधाट सरांकडे मला त्यांचं कौतुक करायचं हा भाग नाही पण एक डॉक्टर कसा असावा हे मला रिइन्फोर्स करायचं आहे. सरांकडे मास्टर थॉट कॅच वर्ड्स आहेत अँड दॅट मास्टर थॉट कॅच वर्ड इज मला निघताना त्यांनी डोक्यावर हात ठेवला आणि सांगितलं नेव्हर से डाय. बस दॅट इज अ मोटिवेशनल लाईन व्हेरी व्हेरी इन्स्पिरेशनल वर्ड्स फॉर मी. नेव्हर से डाय अनुजाताई. त्या दिवसापासून ठरवलं नाही आय हॅव टू फाईट. मला लढायचं आहे. आणि मग ट्रीटमेंट सुरू झाली. सरांना विचारलं सर ट्रीटमेंट क्या होगी. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन. I don't know what is your body. So everybody should know what is their body. है ना तर बॉडी आपली काय आहे हे सर्वांना माहिती असलं पाहिजे. येस. आणि सरांनी सांगितलं त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन्स कराव्या लागतील. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन्स, देन सर्जरी. Oh, while coming to this point of surgery, sir, what about my breast? Yes, as a lady, it is very sensitive. म्हणजे कुठलीही जगातली स्त्री घेतली तर तिचे केस आणि तिचे ब्रेस्ट हे सौंदर्याच्या दृष्टीनं खूप महत्वाचं आहे असं मानलं जातं. हं. सरांना विचारलं, सर काय करणार? कन्झर्वेशन करता येईल? नो होप्स. चला, तो सुद्धा मार्ग संपलेला होता. म्हणजे सर्जरी आलीच. सर आफ्टर दॅट किमोथेरपी. बापरे, द वर्ड किमोथेरपी. ओ, आम्ही जरा जास्त शिकलेले आहोत है ना, त्याच्यामुळे आम्हाला पुढे परिणाम काय होणार आहे हे सगळं माहिती होतं. आणि किमोथेरपीचे सगळे परिणाम मला माहिती होते. ते सगळे इफेक्ट, केस जाणं, नॉशिया, उलट्या, सो मेनी आर देअर. आणि मग हे सगळं मला करावंच लागणार होतं, कारण मला जगायचं होतं. बिकॉज द मास्टर थॉट कॅचवर्ड इज देअर, नेव्हर से डाय. येस. आणि मग किमोथेरपी. सर थांबलं का? नाही नाही नाही, अनुजाताई अजून एक आहे. म्हणजे असे थोडे थोडे डोस द्यायचे आणि मग पेशंटला तयार करायचं. सो व्हॉट इज नेक्स्ट? येस, ऑफकोर्स रेडिएशन. अरे बापरे, रेडिएशन. हाऊ मेनी सायकल्स आर देअर? ओ, काही नाही, मिनिमम 21. अरे बापरे, मिनिमम 21. अगेन म्हणजे माझ्यासाठी परत हा धक्का होता, पण सरांचे वर्ड्स मिनिमम. सो मिनिमम आय डोंट नो. सरांच्या दृष्टीने ते मिनिमम होतं का मॅक्झिमम होतं ते मला काही कळलं नाही. चला, आपण रेडिएशन पण घेऊया. ओके, रेडिएशन थ्रू पण मी गेले. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मध्ये साईड इफेक्ट्स येतच होते. प्रेशर, भरपूर बीपी वाढायचं, कधी कधी खूप ताप यायचा, फीवर, नॉशिया हे तर सगळं होतच. स्टमक एक ते सुद्धा होतं. बॉडी पेन, मी तर सांगूच शकत नाही ज्या पद्धतीने मी बॉडी पेन सहन करत होती, बिकॉज आय वॉज अ गिनी पिग फॉर सर. अग्रेसिव्ह डोस मला दिले जात होते. बस मला एवढंच माहिती होतं की एवढी अग्रेसिव्ह ट्रीटमेंट मी फॉलो करत होती. हे सगळं झालं. सर संपलं आता सगळं. बरं झालं, चला एक 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 गोष्टी झाल्या. नाही नाही नाही, 5 वर्ष अजून आपल्याला हार्मोनल ट्रीटमेंट घ्यायची आहे. हार्मोनल थेरपी आपल्याला करायची आहे. येस, चालेल. पण सर, हार्मोनल थेरपीचे परत साईड इफेक्ट काय आहे? म्हणजे प्रत्येक टप्प्यावरती मी सरांना विचारायचे की सर हे केल्यानंतर माझ्यावरती इफेक्ट काय होणार, बॉडीवरती परिणाम काय होणार? प्लीज टेल मी. मला कुठल्याही गोष्टीबद्दल तुम्ही अनभिज्ञ ठेवायचं नाहीये. मला प्रत्येक गोष्ट ऍज अ पेशंट म्हणून मला कळली पाहिजे. आय शुड नो व्हॉट विल हॅपन विथ माय बॉडी, हे मला कळलं पाहिजे. आणि सर मला तसं तसं सांगत गेले. नॉट ओनली दॅट, व्हॉट इज युअर इकॉनॉमिकल बॅकग्राऊंड, काय आहे याच्याबद्दल सुद्धा जेव्हा एक डॉक्टर आपल्या पेशंटशी बोलतो ना, दॅट टाइम तो आजार हा आजार राहत नाही. तिथे मग आपलं आणि त्यांचं नातं अशा पद्धतीने तयार होतं. म्हणजे ह्या प्रत्येक टप्प्यावर जेव्हा डॉक्टर आणि पेशंट हे रिलेशन असं बिल्डअप होतं, तेव्हा पेशंट तयार होतो. आणि प्रत्येक डॉक्टरांनी जर असं केलं तर आम्ही ह्या सगळ्या ज्या स्त्रिया आहोत, ही नारी शक्ती आहे. ये नारी शक्ती तो कभी आगे नहीं हटेगी, है ना. हे तर एक खूप आहे आणि हे सरांनी मला कायम सांगून दिलं. आणि मग लास्ट स्टेप होती ती म्हणजे एव्हरी 6 मंथ क्लिनिकल फॉलोअप अँड एव्हरी 1 इयर तुमचं होल बॉडी फॉलोअप. हा तर झालाच पाहिजे आणि तो कुठल्याही परिस्थितीत आपल्याला टाळून चालणार नाही. असे हे सगळे फॉलो केले मी 5ही स्टेप आजपर्यंत ते मी करते आहे. आणि त्यामुळे बिफोर म्हणजे जेव्हा मला कॅन्सर झाला, तो कॅन्सर होण्यापूर्वी अनुजा प्रकाश चव्हाण ह्या कुठेतरी एक सर्वसामान्य स्त्रीचं आयुष्य जगत होत्या. पण कॅन्सर झाल्यानंतर मला लाईफस्टाईल बदलावी लागली. येस, कारण किमोथेरपी आणि रेडिएशन मी फॉलो करत होते आणि ऍट सर्टन पॉइंट मला काही काही गोष्टी टाळाव्या लागत होत्या. सर आईस्क्रीम इतका आवडायचं हो मला, पण जेव्हा किमोथेरपीच्या पहिल्याच त्याला मी खूप जेव्हा हीट वाढली होती आणि वाटत होतं आता आईस्क्रीम खावं, पण ते आईस्क्रीम सुद्धा मला खाता आलं नाही बिकॉज टेस्ट बड्स, माझी जीभ कंप्लीट मला काहीही खायचं नाही असंच सांगत होती. आणि हे सगळं मी सहन करत होते. मनाला सांगत होते, मला जगायचं आहे आणि पुढे खूप चांगलं काहीतरी आहे. माय फ्युचर विल ब्राईट हे मला दिसत होतं आणि मला ते सर्व करायचं होतं. आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग ऑल दिस ट्रीटमेंट, आता 14 वर्ष झाली आहे. डे बाय डे, डे बाय डे माय अचीवमेंट्स दे आर इन्क्रीजिंग. बट अनुजा इज अनुजा बिकॉज ऑफ डॉक्टर दुधाट सर अँड डाऊन टू द अर्थ. ह्या अचीवमेंट्स मी आधी मिळू शकले असते की नाही, आय डोंट नो. मला माहित नाही की मी हे आधी काही करू शकले असते का. पण ऍट दिस स्टेज मला माहित नाही आता मला कॅन्सर आहे की नाही. आय डोंट नो व्हॉट इज माय टुमॉरो, आय डोंट नो व्हॉट इज माय फ्युचर, आय नो ओनली व्हॉट इज माय टुडे. अँड टुडे इज व्हेरी व्हेरी हॅपी. हा जो आजचा दिवस आहे, हा आजचा दिवस मला खूप छान वाटतो आणि तो मी अशा पद्धतीने घालवते. मला माहित नाही उद्या माझा काय आहे. तर ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण फॉलो करायलाच पाहिजे. किमोथेरपी आपण घाबरतो. प्रत्येक स्त्री आज किमोथेरपीला घाबरते, पण मला अशा सगळ्या लेडीजना सांगावंसं वाटेल की नाही, खरं तर आपल्या शरीरातून ती व्याधी निघून जावी म्हणून किमोथेरपी आणि रेडिएशन, सर्जरी ही पुढची गोष्ट आहे. पण जेव्हा आपण किमो घेतो, ते किमो घेताना त्या ज्या कॅन्सर सेल्स आहेत त्यांचं कुठेतरी मल्टिप्लिकेशन थांबतं आणि त्याच्यासाठी किमोथेरपी ही मस्ट आहे, ती आपण घेतलीच पाहिजे. सो वी शुड फॉलो ऑल दिस ट्रीटमेंट अँड व्हॉट डॉक्टर सेज. एकच सांगायचंय, डॉक्टरांवर विश्वास ठेवा अँड डोंट डू क्रॉस ट्रीटमेंट. कुठलीही क्रॉस पॅथी आपण करायची नाही जेव्हा आपली केमोथेरपी चालू असते. आपण पाहतो की काय होतं, सांगणारे आपल्याला आजूबाजूचे खूप असतात. अरे आयुर्वेदिकने बरं होतं, होमिओपॅथीने बरं होतं. येस, प्रत्येक पॅथीला त्यांचं स्वतःचे आस्पेक्ट्स आहेत. पण एक ट्रीटमेंट चालू असताना, एक पॅथी चालू असताना तुम्ही दुसऱ्या पॅथीकडे जाऊ नका. आणि मला असं वाटतं की आतापर्यंत मी जेवढ्या केसेस गेलेल्या पाहिल्या ब्रेस्ट कॅन्सरने, तर त्या केसेसमध्ये असंच झालेलं होतं की पेशंटला कोणीतरी मिसगाईड केलेलं होतं आणि त्या गायडन्स मधून तो पेशंट गेलेला होता. पण वेअरॅज जेव्हा मी आता काउन्सिलिंगला जाते, त्या काउन्सिलिंग ही जवळजवळ 16वी 17वी माझी केस असेल की त्या सगळ्या बऱ्या झालेल्या आहेत आणि त्या सगळ्या लेडीज खूप छान काम करतायत. सो नेव्हर डू क्रॉस पॅथी. म्हणजे हे खूप महत्वाचं आहे. एक ट्रीटमेंट चालू असताना आपण दुसऱ्या ट्रीटमेंटला जायचं नाही. 10 वर्षानंतर 15 वर्षानंतर जा, ठीक आहे. कारण प्रत्येक पॅथीला त्याचे स्वतःचे क्रायटेरिया आहेत अँड वी शुड फॉलो दॅट. ओके, एवढं मला सांगावंसं वाटतं. थँक्यू सर.
नक्की मॅडम. थँक्स अ लॉट
Thank you. Well spoken.
आणि सर तुम्हाला जर काही एक दोन लाईन बोलायचे असतील मॅडम बद्दल.
मॅडम काय ऍक्च्युली तुम्हाला सांगू का, लोकांना वाटतं की डॉक्टर आपल्यासाठी आदर्श असतो. Doctor is ideal for us, but I would say in front of all the viewers, Mrs. Anuja Chavan is ideal for for all the doctors. The way she has done everything in last so many years, इतकं सुंदर त्यांनी काम केलंय, इतक्या धीर धरून त्यांनी काम केलंय. आय थिंक इट इज ऍब्सोल्युटली आउटस्टँडिंग अँड हॅट्स ऑफ टू हर. आणि मला वाटतं हे उदाहरण आज आम्हाला त्यांना बोलवायचं कारण असं होतं की हे उदाहरण जर लोकांसमोर ठेवलं तर त्यांना कळायला, अरे आपला कॅन्सर आहे का, अरे काही नो प्रॉब्लेम, आपण ते ऑब्स्टॅकल सोडून पुढे जाऊ शकतो, ते ट्रीट करून पुढे जाऊ शकतो. तर हे तुमच्याकडनं आम्हाला सगळ्यांना ऐकवायचं होतं. धन्यवाद. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. व्हेरी वेल स्पोकन.
थँक्स अनुजा.
थँक्यू सर.
एकच प्रश्न विचारायचा होता की तुम्ही डॉक्टरांबद्दल ऑफकोर्स बोललात आणि तुमची स्वतःची विल पॉवर जबरदस्तच आहे, पण तुमच्या फॅमिलीने किती इम्पॉर्टंट रोल याच्यामध्ये प्ले केला की तुमच्या या सगळ्या अचीवमेंट्स मध्ये?
एक्झॅक्टली सर. पहिला म्हणजे महत्वाचे माझे यजमान, की प्रत्येक त्या टप्प्यावरती आपल्या बरोबर कोणीतरी आहे ही जाणीव त्यांनी देणं हे खूप महत्वाचं होतं. त्याहीपेक्षा माझ्या फॅमिली बॅकग्राऊंड मध्ये सासरी किंवा माहेरी कॅन्सर तर कुणालाच नाही. माझी आई आज 91 वर्षाची आहे, पण आई आज अजूनही सगळं करू शकते. पण त्यावेळेस आईने हा सगळा माझा संसार सांभाळलेला होता. इमोशनली म्हणा किंवा मॉरल सपोर्ट जो म्हणतात, तो माझी सगळी भावंड, माझी सासरची माणसं या सगळ्यांनी दिला. पण महत्वाचं मला सांगावंसं वाटेल की माझी मुलगी तेव्हा 15 वर्षाची होती आणि तो मुलगा जो माझा 10 वर्षाचा होता त्याला सांभाळणं, त्याचा अभ्यास करणं आणि त्या क्षणी तिने ठरवलं, "आई मला सुद्धा तुझ्यासारखी सेवा करायची आहे. मी कुठलं फील्ड निवडू शकते?" तर मला डॉक्टर व्हायचं आहे. येस आणि ती आज एम-डी करते आहे, नागपूरला आहे. अ, अतिशय उत्तम डॉक्टर आहे, नॅशनल ओरॅटर आहे. तर त्यावेळी ह्या सगळ्यांनी जो मला फॅमिली सपोर्ट, मॉरल सपोर्ट दिला, तो खूप इम्पोर्टंट असतो प्रत्येक पेशंटसाठी. मॉरल सपोर्ट त्यांच्या फॅमिलीने देणं आणि पॉझिटिव्ह एन्व्हायर्नमेंट आपल्या भोवती. सो इट इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टंट टू क्रिएट पॉझिटिव्ह एन्व्हायर्नमेंट. म्हणजे ह्या माझ्या सभोवती अशी निगेटिव्ह व्हायब्रेशनवाली कोणी माणसं सरांनी सांगितलेलं, की अशा माणसांच्या सहवासामध्ये पेशंटला जास्त आणू नका आणि जितकं पॉझिटिव्ह त्यांना ठेवता येईल, तो पॉझिटिव्हनेस त्यांच्याकडे जसा जसा येईल. मेडिटेशन कसं करायचं ते मेडिटेशन अँड ऑफ कोर्स माय सद्गुरू. सो सद्गुरू सर यू आर अल्सो देअर. खूप सुंदर नाव आहे. तुमच्या नावातच सद्गुरू आहे आणि हे असे सगळं सद्गुरूंनी दिलेली ही ते तर मॉरल सपोर्ट खूप इम्पॉर्टंट आणि पॉझिटिव्हनेस. सो सर्वांनी हे एक लक्षात ठेवलं पाहिजे. एक तर पेशंट तेव्हा डिप्रेशनमध्ये असतो. तर त्याला डिप्रेशनमधून बाहेर काढण्यासाठी मग तुम्ही तिथे बदलायला हवं पेशंटने सुद्धा स्वतः. मग माझ्याकडे भरपूर पुस्तकं. तर 3 महिन्यात अफाट वाचलं, अफाट. सो इन बिटवीन द लाईन व्हॉट इज देअर ते मला कळलं अँड जगण्यापेक्षा जिवंत राहणं किंवा जिवंत राहण्यापेक्षा जगणं म्हणजे काय? खूप सुंदर आहे हे जगणं आणि कसं जगलं पाहिजे आणि कुणासाठी जगायचं आहे आपण, हे जेव्हा कळलं तेव्हा खूप आनंद झाला. तो 10 वर्षाचा मुलगा ज्याच्याकडे पाहून मी जगले, तो आज फिल्म, टेलिव्हिजन अँड न्यू मीडियामध्ये आता इंजिनिअरिंग आहे. त्याचंही आता सुंदर सर्व चाललेलं आहे. तर ह्या अशा सगळ्या गोष्टी जुळून याव्या लागतात. हे सगळं विधात्याने घडवलेलं असतं. आपण फक्त त्याच्या हातातलं बाहुलं असतो. तर मला वाटतं ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण फॉलो केल्या, तर येस हेही दिवस जातील आणि पुढे आपला फ्युचर जो आहे, तो नक्कीच ब्राईट आहे. हे सर्वांनी आज हा जो आपण संपूर्ण ऑक्टोबर महिना अवेअरनेस वीक ऑफ कॅन्सर म्हणून करतो आहे. तर ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण लक्षात ठेवल्या पाहिजेत आणि लाईफस्टाईल मात्र आता आपल्याला बदलायला पाहिजे. ती माझी लाईफस्टाईल मी बदलली. मला कळतंय मला काय खायचंय, मला काय नाही खायचंय, काय खाल्ल्यानंतर मला त्रास होतोय, तिथे मी मग त्या गोष्टी टाळते. हे आपण करायला पाहिजे. तसंच एक्सरसाइज सर मला ह्याच्यावरती खूप फोर्स द्यावासा वाटेल कारण सरांनी आधीच सांगितलेलं. दुसऱ्या दिवशी मला एक्सरसाइज सुरू केला. हात खरं तर वरती जातच नव्हता. पण सरांनी सांगितलं इडिमा होणार. अरे बापरे! हे आणखीन नको काहीतरी. त्याच्यापेक्षा एक्सरसाइज करूया आणि त्या दिवसापासून मग एक्सरसाइज पण सुरू झाले. सो आय हॅव चेंज्ड माय लाईफस्टाईल टोटली अँड एव्हरीवन शुड.
Yes, yes. No, you are the living example of how a family or a person can take, a disaster and turn it into
एक्झॅक्टली.
entirely something else. And the cancer, it didn't break your family or you yourself, but it actually has strengthened yourself and your family. And now you have this string of achievements. Not only
येस.
you, but
Correct.
each of your family members.
Sir, I would like to
So
add couple of things. Cancer will touch your body, not your soul, not your heart. Huh?
correct, true, true.
And for body,
Right,
so
right.
many treatments and
Absolutely right.
advanced medicals are there. So why to worry? Bas.
Right. Right. Thanks a lot, ma'am. You're a living example for all the people of on how to stay positive and how to keep fighting and why to keep fighting cancer. So thanks a lot for coming here tonight, and I'm sure you will keep inspiring people ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anuja. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
So, sir, now coming back to our questions which we were discussing. So, she just spoke about your patient, about the first question that she asked you, whether she will be cured entirely. So, is cancer curable, sir? Is breast cancer curable, or what are the policies behind
See, stage 1 and stage 2 cancers, all cancers are curable. Breast cancer is not the this thing. त्याला काय अपवाद नाही. But any cancer which is getting in the stage 1 or stage 2, definitely the cure rates are high. Even in stage 3 also, 25% patients can be cured with aggressive treatment. So if you get the patient in such stage, you must tell them our aim of your treatment is first cure. Always remember cure and quality of life. These are the two things you should tell about the patient if they are in such an operable phase. in such a stage 1 and stage 2, so that the morals of the patients get increased. And you must tell them about the pros and cons also of the same regarding the recurrence point of view. But these, always remember, early stages are always curable.
Right. Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Also, Miss Anuja also spoke about various stages of treatment. So, can you explain the how do you treat cancer? Is surgery the only option, or what is the exact way of treating cancer?
Any cancer is a multimodality of the treatment. Always remember, it is a multidisciplinary approach. Now, if you look at the breast cancer, if they are operable, the surgery is the first backbone, no question about it. And after the surgery, we decide whether chemotherapy to add, whether radiation therapy to add, or whether hormonal therapy to add. Sometimes some patients may require all the type of treatment. Now, whenever these treatments are being advised, that's what Mrs. Anuja told. In between, we used to tell. See what happens. You have to tell the patient in different ways. Otherwise, a full dose at one time becomes very difficult for a patient to digest. So slowly disclose, slowly tell them about all the treatments as soon as they are required, and counsel them accordingly. So you have a chemotherapy. Chemotherapy adds to the cure. Always remember that. There are certain side effects. Now the side effects which Mrs. Anuja had that time, now these side effects are 10 times reduced now. Because of the newer drugs coming, vomiting is unheard of. Only nausea. Rest, all the things are well managed. Excellent drug which has come in action in 2020 now. Now, that's why chemotherapy is well tolerable. Of course, there are certain side effects, but they are well tolerable. No question about it. Even the radiation therapy, there are newer machines, hardly any side effects, like Halcyon and everything which have come in our place and everything, they are absolutely less side effects. So all these things, as a combination, if you give the treatment, I think chances of cure becomes still more and still more. So the crux of the thing is good treatment plan, counsel the patient properly, and every time explain them where the hurdles are. I think patient should do well.
Great. Thanks a lot, doctor. Also, talking about the breast cancer diagnosis, how often should women go for mammography, which is the most important way to diagnose the breast cancer? And are there any side effects of mammography? Because there are a lot of myths around it that even mammography can cause radiation and cause further problems.
Very good question. Now, if you look at the screening for breast cancer, normally we follow the American Cancer Society guideline, especially in India. And as you know that there are conflicts about the thing whether mammography to be started at the age of 40 or at the age of 50 because of the dense breast. But if you look at the Indian cancer status, incidence status of breast cancer is around 40 and less than 40 also. So we normally follow mammography starting at the age of 40 annually, and it should be supplemented with sonomammography, that is sonography of the breast. So their findings are complementary to each other. That is number one. So they should follow that. Another thing, mammography has got a very low radiation. So there are hardly any problems occurring of the mammography. Now, then there is another strategy which is called as low risk group and high risk group. If they are really low risk group, then we start mammography initially yearly, then we do alternate year. But in high risk group, there is no choice but to do it every year. Sometimes with a family history, sometimes with a genetic history, we start at the age of 35 at the same time. So don't worry about that. That mammography radiations are low. Not to worry. You must ask your doctor also how frequently to be done, how up to what year it is to be done. We have the data from age of 40 to 74. After that, we don't have much data, but we would always say we have got a very good life expectancy now. If the lady is 78-year-old and she has got still 10 years more, she can live also. If she is that fit, why not she can undergo mammography also at the same time? But they can do it alternate year during that time to lessen the radiation. But when to do and how to do, you must ask your oncologist.
Right. Thanks a lot, doctor. Also, since we have started talking about the myths around cancer, breast cancer especially, we also have an opinion leader on the board with us today, who may ask you, who may want to ask you different questions that he comes across as a part of various, organizations which are citizen based, and he talks to them and counsels them. So he may want to ask you a couple of questions about the
Most
breast
welcome.
cancer. So here we have Mr. Prakash Naik, who is the General Secretary of Senior Citizen Association of Warsaw. He's the Vice President of Indian Federation of Aging India, Managing Committee member and admin of Samanvay, is a senior citizens group. Then he's a member of Dignity Foundation of Warsaw. He's president and admin of Sports Complex Association of Walkers and Joggers in Andheri West, and he's Vadalo Senior Citizens member as well, and also a proud member of Nanavati's 360 Degrees Senior Citizens Group. It's Mr. Naik. I mean, I'm aghast that you even find time to be part of, be an active member of so many groups and still remain, still take out time to discuss this with us. I'm sure you must have a very, very busy day.
Thank you, sir. As you said, I am a member of Nanavati Senior Citizen also. I am now at the moment I am 71 year old, and I am also a cancer survivor. I'll come to that. Yeah, and I heard Dr. Sanjay Dudat live in Nanavati Hospital, in senior citizens lectures also. It has been a great lectures, and lot of informative information is passed on to all of us in senior citizens, and which is much needed at this age. And for that, I thank marketing team and all non-outed doctors also. So to begin with, in 2012, I had a lymphoma of inguinal lymphoma, and I used to run about 8-10 kilometers a day at the age of 61 on Juhu Beach also.
Wow.
I was really surprised. I just got a lump in the inguinal area, and I just rushed to the doctor in just 2 days. So I was the early bird, and Dr. Shetty was there, Sadanand Shetty. He just suspected. These people, they know it. All these people, how things are there. He just checked up and asked me to get admitted in the hospital. One small surgery was done. The sample was sent for histopathology, and the report was benign. I think any cancer of the internal organs, it's really much more alarming than perhaps what you discussed on the breast cancer or something. I'm not a doctor, but this is my personal view. And after that, that report came benign, and in the meanwhile, in 15 days, I developed a DVT, deep vein thrombosis, on the left leg. My femoral vein was blocked, and it was very, very alarming. I started finding difficult to walk also. When I was running 10 kilometers a day, in 15 days' time, my leg was swollen, and it was swollen very badly, and my activities were highly restricted. And I finally got admitted to the hospital, and I was treated by hematologist, and finally I underwent a deep surgery, which they went quite deep and took out that lump and sent to again histopathology after some 15-20 days after the first surgery. That also became benign. So it was a really trauma for me that at one time my leg was hurting me, and the other one I had a very, very lot of discomfort. And finally that became benign. And then I went to one Raheja Hospital, ex-dean of Tata Memorial. The lady, I forgot her name, but she also suggested a needle surgery. The surgery means they insert some 3 needles and take out a small piece, again goes to histopathology. Even that went to histopathology, it again did not prove anything. So I had a really traumatic time. It took 3 months for a hospital and to discover that I am suffering from lymphoma of B cells. And that was the final surgery what they did, and that it revealed that it's a cancer and has got a B cells. And doctor just, like as you said, counseling, and every good doctor, talented doctor is a good one. They know how to deal with the patients. They have the huge experience, and with that 3 months period, I was almost back to the wall, and I had no option left. You just have to fight out. Whatever comes my way, I had to undergo. So doctor, and there, I believe there is a protocol where doctors tell you the reality. I was given 45 days if I remain untreated or going through the chemos and all. And he said it could be 2 to 5 years possibly. And now it's almost 10 years. I think, it could be a grace of God or whatever it is. And maybe you are doing a lot of good work. So it pays you finally. And you have to have faith in your doctor. You have to have faith in God and your family, and everybody supports you. So I just underwent whatever doctor told me, and finally I am here. Today I walk 10 kilometers a day. My one small documentary is there on Tata Sky for 8 to 10 minutes. A team of some NGO, they came and took my this documentary, which lasted from morning 6 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Finally, it was only 8 10 minutes. It is just shown in the theater also, that documentary. Uh,
Okay.
Not to boast about myself, but this DVT has also bothered me too much. Even today, I have had a collateral damages. Like I'm not able to run. My DVT was not operated because of the conditions, ongoing conditions of my lymphoma, and finally that I think that blocked blood vessel that remained as it is. But after a prolonged treatment of 8 to 10 months, there some blood thinning medicines and this and that. Finally, I've been able to walk comfortably, and but I'm at the moment I'm not able to run. But anyway, at the age of 71, nobody expects you to run also. So I'm happy as it is. That was a difficult period. That 2012 was the most tough year I have faced, and I think maybe today I'm happy, more than happy, because you have undergone some all that torture, and still you have survived as a model example to show it to others that you can really fight it out.
Sure. So, Mr. Nayak, do you have
Yeah.
any questions for Dr. Dudhat, since you've been a cancer survivor yourself?
Uh, See, for my, it's very very difficult because this, as I said, the collateral damages are there. I have developed a lot of acidity. Even today, I can't eat anything spicy, nothing like, there are so many problems. But I don't know whether there are ways out for that. But Dr. Sudat could possibly know more. Would be pleased to take his appointment one of these days and
Sure.
talk to him. But see,
Sure.
I want to emphasize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what I want to emphasize, see, you may be early bird. I just rushed in couple of days. But even then, to diagnose and to get histopathology report, it took entire process took 3 months. And by the time that DVT progressed, and doctors, I think they have a protocol. They can't give chemo unless histopathologically report comes positive.
I
So
would
these
like
are
to
the
add.
disadvantages. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I would like to add on this. So oncology is sometimes there you get a complicated areas also. Sometimes diagnosis becomes very difficult. These are not very common cases to get a delay diagnosis, but sometimes in some percentage, small percentage of cases, you may get a delay in diagnosis because of there is a diagnostic delay.
Yeah, yeah. I understand the limitations because unless histopathological report gives you, I think chemos cannot start. I underwent 6 chemos, all successfully. I underwent a lot of problems, but then you are determined to face it, uh, only simply because you have no choice. And it's a life or death. You know, maximum efforts you can do whatever is possible. Economically also, doctor cautioned me. Yeah, I knew it's a long battle. I went in for I didn't go for the solo room or something. I went for the general category, and that is how I survived. Economically also. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster for me. Over to you, sir. Over to you, sir. Hello. Hello. I think I'm not audible. Hello. I think there's some problem with the line. I can't hear you at all, sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello,
Yes.
Sorry for the technical snack because of which we couldn't join earlier. So, Dr. Tokyo, taking our discussion about the breast cancer ahead, what is the role of genetics in breast cancer? Because we've heard in recent times genetics has a major role to play in detection as well. What is the role of genetics?
A very good question now. Now, in so many years now, recently, in last 2 decades, uh, now we know that in breast cancer there is what is called as family history of breast cancer, and it's this family history of breast cancer which is genetic also. It constitutes around 10%. Now, these are the high risk individuals we need to identify. Now, what is the difference between the two when you have the genetic history or the family history of the cancer? Because these individuals has got more risk than the normal individual as a routine. Now, you need to identify this high risk individual and screen them accordingly. so that you can, whatever the things you can detect the cancer early, or you can have some risk reduction criteria which can be prevented. Now, if you have, that is what is called as genetic mutations. What the researchers have identified is BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutations in breast cancer. It is in the ovarian cancer also, it is in the pancreatic cancer also nowadays they have found. But if you look at the BRCA1, BRCA2 mutation breast cancer patient, and if you estimate in high risk individuals, that then you can counsel the individuals regarding those. Now, if the BRCA1 uh, uh, mutations are there in the family, and if there are more than one patients with a family history of breast cancer in the family or ovarian cancer in the family, the your risk of cancer increased twice. And if you got three or four individuals has got such cancer in the family, the the lady which is going to get investigated has got a chance to get cancer early. And if you see what we normally do, what we normally follow in the world is, if they have got a BRCA1 mutations, then you can have, after childbearing age, you can have removal of the both the breast with a bilateral reconstruction. Everybody must have heard an example of Angelina Jolie in America. She was an actress. She had a lot of BRCA1. She had a BRCA1 mutations, and her family also with the genetic cancers. Now, in that particular this thing, now you can have this bilateral mastectomies or bilateral removal of the breast with with reconstruction you can do, or you can have prophylactic removal of the ovaries also at the age of 40 or after the childbearing age group, to prevent this cancer as a cancer reduction procedures. Of course, they are not well accepted in our country right now, but slowly, when we see this genetic counseling properly and increase number of cases, I think these options will be accepted in future boldly by the patient. But genetic counseling is really important nowadays to know for all the people. Cost is coming down. Cost was initially high, but it's much better cost wise. Majority patient people can afford it. But if you want to do genetic counseling, don't do on your own. Consult your oncologist, consult your genetic counselor, and then only you do it.
Yes, thanks a lot, doctor. And lastly, most important question, prevention and how to prevent the breast cancer.
Most important. Now, it's a prevention of any cancer, and especially breast cancer. Very important. Now, what is to be done? The four most important thing is change in the lifestyle. Having good lifestyle is very important nowadays, because if you don't have a good lifestyle, your overall body damage is always more. Keep your weight check. Keep your, because obesity is one of the invitation for breast cancer. I must say that. Keep yourself healthy. Any exercise, 45 minutes to 1 hour per day, will decrease the chance of breast cancer by almost 20-25%. Limit your addictions like smoking, alcohol, because alcohol also 10% increase in the rise of breast cancer. If you see smoking, around 21% chance of increase in the breast cancer. So these are the important things you should follow in the life. Then yoga, meditation will relax you properly. And as I said, physical activity, good diet, good nutritious diet, not the fast food. I think all these things, if you follow in your life properly, I think you will able to achieve the best healthy life in future. And if you want to avoid breast cancer, at the same time, as we know that first pregnancy before age of 35 is also protective in breast cancer. Complete good breastfeeding for 1 year, it will also give good protection to lessen the breast cancer. So all these things you must follow in the life. You must do good career. I have, because females are doing excellent job, hats off to their achievements, no question. But at the same time, don't ignore your body, don't abuse your body. Look at your body properly, give at least 1 or 2 hours for your body every day. See that you will have an excellent life in future and healthy life in future. Wish you all the very best.
Thanks a lot, doctor. Thank you for taking out your valuable time to join us today. And thanks a lot to all the viewers who have joined today. I hope you take away inspiration to fight the breast cancer and encouragement to fight it ahead, to spread the word about detection and awareness. Thanks a lot, and stay tuned for the Facebook Live health chat with Nanavati Super Specialty Hospital. Thank you.
Thank you.